All right. So this is another lesson in my book 2, toward the beginning of the book, called Ties and Syncopation 2. Now, this is a typical rhythm pattern, 2-2-4, 2-2-2-4. But, and a lot of people have trouble with this because it's a subtle chord change. You're changing chords 1/8 note before the downbeat of where you would normally change the chord on the beat. So you're changing on an offbeat. It's like if you count the rhythm, it's straight eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And where that tie is, where it's offbeat and 1, that's when you change chords. So you're on the A chord, and 2 and 3 and 4, B. And so you're changing and 1 and 2 and, so you're changing right before the beat. And that is a little bit tricky, especially if you're the kind of person that plays by ear and this is a new kind of thing for you. A lot of people, like I remember a friend of mine saying that, he really had trouble with chord changes that change right before the next measure. And that's what we're talking about here. And it's you have to kind of know rhythms really well. The guitarist, the great rock and roll artist Chuck Berry, probably coined this kind of rhythm, this kind of offbeat, changing the chord right before the beat. With songs like Sweet Little 16 and then the Beach Boys also with Surfin' USA. The chord changes were often, and even the Kinks, any band that did these kind of, sometimes with bar chords. And notice when I'm doing that, that tie, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. It's like a kick. You want to really give it a kick, play, accent the tie. It's like you're going along in this groove, and it's kind of like a splash. It's like just splashing it, a boat splashing into the water, and or it could be kind of like a horse galloping along and then jumping over a fence. Kind of a tie like this suspends the rhythm, and often the drummer will do a kick right along with you. But when you do this kind of tie, you want to feel the downbeat that you're tying over. You're thinking, like if I'm tapping, like again, if I'm playing this, so you want to feel the solid beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. You want to. You're changing the chord right before the beat, but you want to still feel the beat. The beat is not deleted; it's still there. It's living, breathing. So. Feel the beat. So that's the main tricky thing about this rhythm. Now, it's basically like a 12-bar rock and roll. I wouldn't call it a blues. It's pretty pure rock and roll. And that's the one thing about rock and roll. It would take a 12-bar blues progression, and instead of doing instead of doing a triplet type shuffle rhythm, it would do straight eighth notes rhythms really fast. And you can do this one that fast. It's I didn't quite do it that fast in the beginning of the video, but the The other thing about this, if you may not be used to this, if you're going through my books, we haven't had many first and second endings. So when you get to the end of the progression, you'll see a bracket with a 1. That's the first ending. And you get to the end of the first ending. Now we're tying into every measure, but I don't have a tie at the end of that first ending. So it's optional. I went ahead and tied it when I did it. So if you're going like the last 2 bars, you don't have to tie, but you could, going back to the top of the page. So the first ending, you'll go right back to the top of the page, and then the second ending, I'll do the last 2 bars. It's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. So it's a different ending to finally end the song. And if you don't understand first and second endings, I'm sure as you play more and more songs, you're going to see that. You see it in songbooks all the time. Sometimes you'll have a first, second, third, and fourth ending, and usually the fourth ending is the one that's different, But anyway, this is a really great rock and roll rhythm, and it's in the lesson. I want students to understand that you're changing chords 1/8 note before the downbeat, the usual place where you change chords. And then understanding that, the best thing is just to play an open string and count it. Like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. So understanding that rhythm will go a long way. And then when you hear it in a new song or a different song, Chuck Berry song maybe, or Beach Boys or the Kinks, you will recognize it immediately. So have fun with that. And that's remember to subscribe to my channel, John Hedger Guitar Studio. Like my Facebook page. I need likes. Thank you.